states. I had a rollover. Yeah, you did. Welcome to a new episode of Bending with Bending, where I run around with a little hand making fun of people who can't seem to keep trucks on the road. I'm a career frame technician and works on Class 8 trucks and a few smaller ones. I also do a lot of other stuff on here, but we try to have fun on this channel. If you like the channel, hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate it. But let's move on. 2019 Mack Granite cement mixer. So this is the cement mixer, and it doesn't have the drum on it. We have to take it off to twist it. You can see here we got a little bit of a lean in the back. Of course, this one's not as twisted as the golf girl I took to high school prom and now married to for the past 16 years. All right, so from the front side, we threw the level on here and just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. We're down on the left side over here, probably about a ½ inch or so. Now, this is not a double frame truck. This is a single frame truck. Double frames usually wind up with a twist easier than a single frame because the single frames are usually really, really thick. I have noticed over the years that the single frames don't usually get a twist in them as easy as the double frames do. I don't know why. It's the way it is. This video is more geared toward equipment placement and things like that, so I hope you enjoy. Watch it all the way to the end. There'll be another video that pops up. We're gonna have to take these bolts out here and there and possibly here off one side. Not so much back there. There's a cross member back there anyway. We will have to get in here and get our motor mount bolts out. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try and put a pusher and sneak it in here behind this DPF converter and push up right here and chain down on the other side. Chain on this side and a pusher on the other side there. Well, you guys know the rest. We're gonna twist the out of it. Now this truck has a twist and a side sway, so pretty common practice to go ahead and get the twist out because it can show a false positive on the side sway. So we'll get the twist out and go from there. One of the first things you have to do is pop the hood. You always want to make sure you pop the hood on this thing because you don't want to bust the hood, especially if it blows apart. Had that happen once. Oh, wait. I'm gonna crush my level or crack the hood. There we go. We don't want to bust the hood. This isn't a whistling diesel video, so you know, and plus we just put it on there so we don't have to do it again. And the cool things I love about this Beeline machine. Aww. There we go. Make room. So one of the things on the frame on this truck is the single frame cement trucks are, I believe, 14 millimeter thickness. Be a 5 millimeter sleeve inside of a, I believe, 11 millimeter frame rail, if I'm not mistaken. But it's all metric, so it doesn't matter. One of the things I always do is I always put on knee pads, especially if I'm crawling around underneath this thing all day. These knee pads actually are pretty good. No, I'm not going to sell them to you. Almost forgot I had to get Bob. All right, here we go. Yay. Probably one of the most favorite parts of my job, I believe. Ta-da. Hammer. Almost forgot my other hammer. Just tap it in. Here we go.
Nice.
Butter. Like butter. And I got no pins. None. And I got pins. Pins. Okay. A bit higher. Oh yeah. Watch your fingers. Tell you that, I've smashed them bad boys a few times. Just like that. Alright, so I got that one set up. Let's go do the front. It's amazing I can almost put this truck back in the same spot that I took the last one off of, and the equipment's still almost in the same spot. Driving up on this thing for a little while. Okay, so now we're gonna see exactly where we're going to put this because it's only going to fit in one little spot right here. And it's going to have to go on the inside. Like so. In order for this to work. Cool thing right here. There we go. Bam. Alright, yeah. So We do have some lines and stuff in the way. We're probably gonna have to adjust the location. Okay, much like so. And possibly pull these battery cables out of the way and things, just so we can get enough room so we don't pinch nothing. We don't want to pinch anything because we don't want to create more work, obviously. Managed to get another camera. It's my side phone. And no, it's not the, you know, whole phone or nothing like that. So, I don't live like that no more. One thing about these trucks, though, is cement mixers are a little higher off the ground to the frame than most of your common trucks, because they go through a lot of off-road conditions and things like that. So it's actually a little harder to do this because I have to be able to raise this machine up and get it as close as possible to effectively straighten this and get enough stroke out of the cylinders. That's what she said. Okay. All right, so we have a little spot. One spot we can get this in here. This is one of the reasons why I like a Beeline machine versus other machines, is everything comes in from underneath. We don't have to remove all kinds of stuff. Now this obviously is an older Beeline machine. They do make newer ones. They do have some that are in-floor type, but this one is adjustable. I can bring it up and down without shimming and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So it effectively is better for the most part, in my personal opinion, of using this one versus the other one or other ones that I've used in the past. Put that in there, keep that from moving. Like so. Right. Right. Ta-da! I think that'll go through there. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so these are my shims, as you can see here. So I have a few of these laying around, and I think what we're going to do is I'm going to drop it down just a little bit. Like so. Make sure you're past the inside of the rail, so when you come up, the inside of the rail will bite it and not let it shoot out. Had that happen a couple times. It's not fun. Put a hole in the side of a box truck once. Oh yeah, we're going to need this right here for sure. What do you do when something gets in the way? You cut it off. Okay, so this right here, these battery cables and everything are attached here. We're going to cut this huck bolt off and free all this up so it'll move. Ah! Now, they got plenty of room to go up and down with the movement, the motion of the ocean. We're gonna squeeze on underneath here. Put this underneath the... And we'll go ahead and get down on this one here. It's pretty much set. Okay. People call me the space cowboy. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna get underneath and get our chain. Big chain, I gotta have a big chain. I gotta go find us this thing right here. These shackles work great for this. You gotta have some type of insulator set up here and keep you from rolling the edge of this rail down. Help displace some of that torque from the chain on there so you don't dent the rail. Like so. And bam, there we go. Back when I was in my daddy's nutsack, back when he was in his daddy's nutsack in Vietnam. I'm just kidding. Machine is quite a few years older than I am, and we're still using it is a testament to what Beeline can do. I'm pretty sure there's probably been at least 100,000 trucks straightened on this frame machine since it was made. Probably more than that. Primarily by one dude. Okay. It's not bad. I've seen better. Thick. Make sure there's nothing in the way of the chain here. Okay. Wedge it. Oh. Right in the old knee. Gotta hold on you tonight. A lot of people complain about my hair, man. I've been called a girl. I've been called all kinds of stuff, man. Speaking of Whistling Diesel earlier, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see him do some damage to a cement truck. And then he could bring it to me and I'll straighten it. That would be cool. Almost forgot. It's magic, baby. Gotta hold on you tonight. I think I can get another one out of there. I think I can do it. Yeah. Tight like a tiger. Like Tony the Tiger. Some of y'all might be able to get that reference. Some of you might be too young. Some of you might not be cool. Oh! Woo! Okay. Before you put it in, you always clean it off. Words to live by. I don't even care if you use your shirt. I always take the front valve closest to the cylinder you're going to go to. Sometimes I don't like to walk around. Sometimes I'll take the shortcut. And we wipe it off before we put it in. Now you have to make sure these are tight. Hand tight, but tight. Because if they're not tight, it won't let it go back down. Man, this one's leaking. I knew a girl like that once. Anyway. Yeah. Pretty rough. It's always nice to have new cables, man. The flexibility, man. It's awesome. I swear, man, you have an insurance inspection one time and everything gets picked up and moved. Anyway, we'll be right back. I gotta call the porter. So one of the main things that you always have to do is pull the motor mount bolts out. Okay, so this truck has an Allison in it. Maybe I can reach my narrow butt up in here and get this done. But the main thing is to get these motor mount bolts out. Usually easier to come in from underneath and do it, but we're gonna try and see how it goes. But they make these things easy to get out. Of course, I didn't help myself none. Should have done this first. All right, so now that we got all the motor mount bolts out, now we can go, you know, twist it. Rule number one when making a video, make sure your wireless mic is on. Otherwise, you have to do twice as much work to refilm everything, and it's very possible that you will lose content. Cool thing is now, I got this cool little button over here. I no longer have to stand by the machine. We are going to twist it and probably leave it pinned up overnight. I can stand back here and see how far I'm going. Not right now, I'm trying to quit. I don't know what that was, but it didn't sound good. But one of the things I'll probably do is leave it up like this overnight, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so we're back on day 2. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had a good evening. I did. Now, one of the main things that happened yesterday is I was twisting the truck, and I heard a loud pop, and I should have loosened some bolts, and I wound up not loosening the bolts, so we wound up breaking a bolt. Right there, we wound up breaking a bolt on the bottom right there. So what we're gonna do, we'll have to take it out, put a new bolt in there, and carry on. So right now, I've let off on it and everything. We're gonna go ahead and take everything off, and then we're gonna shake the truck down, bring it back, and probably do a side sway. All right, so here's a prime example of why we go ahead and twist the truck. The primary reason why is when you get the twist out, chances are the side sway is gonna go with it, because chances are it's only got a side sway because of the twist. And if you look down through here, I got a bent pin, but you know, for the most part, everything's perfect. Got a bent pin in the middle of there, but we'll call it good. So if we look at our gauges down here, you can see that we are all perfectly level. Our little points line up, nice and even. That's great. So this is the exact reason why you go ahead and twist the truck first and then check the side sway. But you gotta shake it down, you gotta take it around the block and things like that. Anyway, so one of the things that I like to do with these trucks that have Camelback suspensions or non-adjustable rear suspensions, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put a track machine on there and verify that with the side sway that's in the truck, is it over enough or is it acceptable to run? Because the main thing is drivability. We want to make sure this thing's not going sideways down the road or dog tracking like some of those videos that we see online of trucks in the other lane, you know what I mean? We put our track machine on here. Here you can see also where the center line of the truck is, and you notice we're hitting right there on the center of that pin. But you can see here, you can see we're riding that line, and that is perfectly acceptable, especially on a truck this long. So, probably more in line than most of these Camelbacks. We don't want this thing crab walking down the road, do we? No. Seen plenty of them. So need to check out this funny tire wear. We got some really good scrubbing down here. Thing probably pulls hard to the right. I wanted to thank everybody for watching my videos and all that stuff and all the support from you guys. I've been really behind on long form content lately because of the hurricane and a bunch of other personal things that came up. At the moment, I'm currently looking for somewhere to put my truck so that way I can start working on it and things like that. But because of the hurricane, there is nowhere available at the moment for some reason. You know, like everybody's like, hey, a hurricane's coming. Let's go put all our stuff in our storage. I don't know. Anyway, but hey, I'll do better on the next one. I really appreciate everybody's support in my merch store and all that stuff, and I really appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys. Click the link on the next video. Check it out, you know. Also, my merch link's in my bio. Check it out. I really appreciate everything, guys. And until next time, keep twisting.